Good morning, students. So, beta, in GK, we were doing uh, the chapter number domains, domain name. After that, we have done pioneers, scientist of India also. Now we have to begin with chapter number 38, that is technology that transformed society. Our topic for today is technology that transformed society. Okay, we would be studying this chapter. So, what does that mean? Technology that transformed our life. In this chapter, we are going to study about the things that have brought change in our society in comparison to the earlier days. Okay. For example, see, in your books it is given, we are seeing great changes in the technology. Things are going from better to the best. 100 years ago, no one could imagine that a handset would used to talk with families and friends. Could anyone imagine 50 years ago that one can chat with people sitting somewhere across the globe? Was it possible? No, I don't think anyone would have thought about this, that we would be using some smartphone or just a mobile phone handset, and we would be calling them or chatting with them when things were when we go back to 100 years ago or 1000 years ago. Okay, so this change has been what had come in the society. as the time passes as the time passed, this change, we can see this change in our society, technological change. Let us read about some innovations that have transformed our society. Internet. Firstly, internet is, I think, the most important, biggest change that has come in our society, in our world. It has helped us to develop in more than one ways. Okay, so the internet, sometimes called simply the net, is a worldwide system of computer networks, a network of networks in which users at any one computer can, if they have permission, get information from any other computer and sometimes talk directly to the user at other computers. It was conceived by the Advanced Research Project Agency, that is ARPA, of the US government in 1969. So yeah, it is being said here how internet brought change. It is being told here that what internet can do, how we could get information from one system means computer, from one computer to another computer, how we can interact with them. And now it is telling us that this technology was conceived by whom? ARPA, by the US government in 1969. You have to remember the full form of ARPA. This as we can see that this chapter doesn't have any exercise, so the question can be formed from within. The original aim was to create a network that would allow users of a research computer at one university to talk to a research computer at another university. Okay, this was the aim of making this internet, making this computer. But now what we can see, that we both are interacting with one another. How this is possible? Because of internet, because of mobile, because of connectivity. So through this we are connected with one another. I think maybe some other APS students would also be seeing this video. So many people are connected with one another. But was it possible? Was it possible that we have not even given a thought that it would be possible, if we look back 1,000 years ago, that something like this would be happening? Now let's move on to PC or laptop. PC is what? PC is personal computer. A personal computer is a multi-purpose computer whose size, capabilities, and price make it feasible for individual use. PC are intended to be operated directly by an end user rather than by a computer expert or technician. So PC is our personal computer or laptop. We use it personally according to our usage, according to our needs, according to our budget. What do we want in our personal computer or laptop? We buy it according to that only, and we use it, not any other computer technician. Okay. PC and laptops are used by the general public, not by the computer experts. Uh, a laptop computer, sometimes called a notebook computer by manufacturers, is a battery or AC powered personal computer, generally smaller than a briefcase, that can be easily transported and conveniently used in temporary space, such as on airplanes, in libraries, temporary offices, and at meetings. So, firstly, we were told about what a personal computer is, what are its characteristics. Now, it is being told that how a laptop is. A laptop is a mini version, a smaller version, a compact version of what? PC, and we can use it in places where we can carry it. The best thing about laptop is we can carry it anywhere it is required, in airplanes, in libraries, in schools. Okay, wherever you require it. It is a smaller than it, its size is smaller than a briefcase. Is It's easy to handle, it's easy to carry, it's compact, and you could use it anywhere you want. You don't have to just sit down. When the difference between laptop and personal computer is that for personal computer you have to sit somewhere. Okay, it's a proper setup of all the wires, all the CPU, monitor, keyboard, all these things should be assembled in certain way, then you could use it. But in computer, all these things are in laptop, in all these things are what? Made in certain way, in a compact way, that you can use it anywhere and you can carry it anywhere you want. Am I clear? Now we have talked about what? First point, internet. Second point, PC or laptops. And third point we are going to discuss about is mobile phones. How these are the main important things that have brought change in our society. There are also many things, but when we talk about the changes that have transformed our society, these are the first three things that we mostly say, that internet, laptop, mobiles, these things are on our tip of our tongue. Okay, now let's talk about mobile phones. Mobile phone is a wireless handheld device that allows users to make call and send text, among other features. text messages, among other features. The earliest generation of the mobile phone could only make and receive calls. These mobile phone may also be known as cellular phones or simply cell phones. Today, mobile phones, however, are packed with many additional features such as web browser, games, camera, video players, even navigation system. These are called smartphones. Okay. Firstly, when we look back into earlier days, we couldn't think about uh, any of this technology that we could see in our society. But now things have changed. Now two things are being told about these mobile phones. Earlier, when this mobile phone came, uh, that could only make a call or receive a call. Okay. Some of the other features were also there, like radio or just listening to music, and I think contacts, 2 3 more features were there, and that phones were called cellular phones or simply cell phones. But now comparing them to our smartphone, what are these smartphones? They have numerous features. Some of the features have been told in your textbook. Firstly, that you could do web browsing, play games, listen to music, and navigational system is also provided. Like that, many features are there that you could use. Okay, that you could use if you know what you want in your mobile. You have to purchase your mobile according to your need. If you just want a smartphone that has a good storage, a camera, and what uh, display screen, HD display or full HD, then you would buy it according to your need. Or if you want to go in high tech, not I mean iPhone, I mean high tech phone that could suffice your requirements. Like if you are an engineer and you want to something that you can use to design. Okay, so that phones are also available that have these features, that you can use them for your professional purposes also. Am I clear? Now let's move on to email. Email is also one of the most important thing, one of the most important one of the most important thing that have transformed our society. Short for electronic mail. What is email? Email full form is electronic mail. Earlier we used to send postcards, letters to one another, but now we are using electronic mails to one another, to send, to say something, to inform something. Whatever we want to do, we use emails. So short for electronic mail, email, or email is information storage on a computer that is exchanged between two user over telecommunication. Okay, this is a telecommunication that you use between two persons or more than two persons. How more than two person? When we there is an option to whom you are sending, sender's address, you write the ID, user ID of that particular person. You can also add user ID to 2 person, 2 3 person. You can add these more than one person user ID if you want to send that particular message to more than one person. But was it possible? In a letter or postcard, you have to rewrite again and again that particular information that you are writing on a letter, on a postcard. But on electronic mail, you just type it down, what you want to say, what your email is all about, then you add the username and send it anywhere worldwide across the world. and your mail would be sent. Okay, within a second, your mail would be sent. It won't take 3-4 days or a week or a month. If you are sending your letter or postcard worldwide, then it would take time. But in email, no, within seconds your message would be delivered, because it is telecommunication. More plainly, email is a message that may contain text files, images, or other attachments sent through a network to be specified individual or group of individual. The first email was sent by Ray Tomlinson in 1971. So see, this is what being said here, that you can send email to more than one person. And the most important difference between a letter and an email is that you can add attachments of a file, of an image, or whatever you want to add. A file can also be added, a document, a PDF, means you can add whatever you want with the text. If you are writing something, after that you can add whatever you want to add, and that feature was not we can't do in letter or postcard. So I hope it is clear. And it is also being said there that first mail was sent by whom? Ray Tomlinson in 1971. Okay, you have to remember all these points. Okay, main important points, you have to remember that, because questions can be asked from here, that what an email is, or who was the first person to send an email, or what is a PC, full form of PC. Okay, our next subheading is MRI. So what is MRI? MRI is a test that uses powerful magnets, radio waves, and a computer to make detailed picture of vital organs inside our body. Your doctor can use this test to diagnose you or to see how well you have responded to treatments. Unlike X-rays and CT scans, an MRI doesn't use radiations. An MRI helps a doctor diagnose a disease or injury, and it can monitor how well you are doing with the treatments. MRI can be done on different parts of the body. So most of the time you would have heard that this particular person had done and had gone through an MRI. So what is an MRI? MRI is a test that is used to diagnose that how your body is reacting to the treatments, to the treatment that have been done, or how you are reacting to the medicines, how your body is responding to the medicines. Now, what it as an MRI, more than how it is done, it is a test that uses powerful magnets, radio waves, and computer to make a detailed picture of vital organs in your body. How your vital means most important parts of your body, how they are doing, what is the condition of your body parts inside your body. Okay, and in comparison to CT scan or X-ray, these MRI doesn't use radiations. Okay, these radiations are harmful for your body. So these when you go for an MRI, in comparison to CT scans or X-rays, these MRI test doesn't use radiations to check your body. Okay, by doing an MRI test, your doctor can diagnose your disease or injury, and they can monitor how well you are doing to the treatment that is being provided to you. I hope it is clear. I hope it is clear what MRI is, how internet is helping us, how internet or laptops or mobile phone, emails have transformed our society, how it has brought change in our society, how it has developed us, how it has brought us more closer to each other. We can worldwide, I'm talking about worldwide, we are more connected with one another through this internet. We can know what is going on here and what is going on in Germany. So we have somehow become more connected to one another through this technology. Okay, students, so we would be continuing this chapter in the next class. Till then, bye bye, take care.